Good morning. I hope everything's great in your life today, and this is the beginning of a tremendous week for you. I want to think with you today about a very intriguing text in Luke chapter 9. Jesus and his disciples had just been traveling toward Jerusalem and been to a Samaritan area. And James and John wanted to know, Lord, do you want us to call down fire on this city that wouldn't let you come in and be at home there in the Samaritan town? And Jesus, in essence, said, guys, you just don't understand what spirit you are. And then immediately after that, as they're walking down the road, a man comes up to them and says, Lord, I'll follow you wherever you go. And Jesus responded, foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man doesn't have a place to lay his head. And then immediately after that, he said to another man, or another man said, Lord, I'll follow you, but let me first go and bury my father. And Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead, but you come follow me and proclaim the kingdom of God. And then he said to another man, or another man said, I'll follow you, Lord, but I need to go bid farewell to the people who are at home in my house. And Jesus said, he that puts his hand to the plow and looks back is not fit for the kingdom of God. Now, these are three extremely intriguing statements and not really what you expect any of the time. When the guy comes and says, Lord, I'll follow you wherever you go, you sort of expect Jesus to say, well, boy, that's great. I'm glad to have you. And can you work with these guys and learn how to serve me better with them? But no, Jesus had that ability to look all the way into the heart of the individual. And so he said, look, you really don't understand what you're getting into. Foxes have holes, birds have nests. I don't have a place to lay my head. He knew that this man was not ready to make the commitment that was involved in being that disciple. I wonder how many times in our own day Jesus looks at that person who says, oh, I'm ready to follow you and to be everything you want me to be, and says, you really just don't understand what you're getting into. And then the second man, Lord, I'm ready. I'm ready to follow you, but I need to go bury my father. It's very unlikely that this means what it first appears to mean to us. Because of the Jewish practice of burying someone the very same day they died before sundown, going to bury the father is not probably the idea that the father was dead and he just needed to be buried. Far more likely, this man is saying, well, my father's getting old and I need to stay with him till he dies and I bury him and then, Lord, I'll come. And so Jesus said, no, let the dead spiritually bury the dead physically. You come follow me. And then the other man, I want to go tell my family bye. I want to bid farewell. You remember when Elijah came down from the mountain of Sinai and took his robe and put it on the back of Elisha the prophet, who was not a prophet at the time. At that time he was a farmer, but he was farming with his oxen, and Elijah came up to him in essence to call him to be his prophet. Elijah killed those oxen and offered them as a sacrifice, burned his plow in that offering, and set out to follow Elijah. That's the heart God's looking for. Not the one that says, well, Lord, I'm sure willing, but I've got to do this, and I've got to do that, and I've got to take care of this, and then as soon as I take... No, Jesus comes first. And I set out to please him, to do what he wants, to follow his steps before everything else. And instead of everything else. That is the prime commitment of my life, if I'm really going to follow Jesus. That's what he's calling every single one of us to. Are you ready to really follow him today, right now?